Yeah, man, y'all better put Herb on that motherfucking XXL cover, man, for real. Only a few motherfuckers on there probably deserve to be on that motherfucker, that deserve to be on there, so salute to y'all who on that motherfucker, but Herb supposed to be on that motherfucker, man. So shout out to Herb, go crazy, tag XXL.
Let's really check it out and check it out, man, because this week we saw the XXL cover came out, and everybody got one question to ask, okay? XXL, how the hell could you lack so badly by not having No Limit Herb on the list? Where the fuck is Lil Herb? Now we even have Lil Durk, and he is the Chirac 5-star war general, the Secretary of Defense of the Savages in the trench of Chirac. He's coming out asking the same thing. He's like, XXL, is you niggas lacking? Now, here's the thing, man, because everybody know Lil Durk, he's putting out his album now, and it's called Remember My Name, but the list came out, and it did not feature any drill artists, right? It came out, if you guys don't know the list, I'll read it out. Fetty Wap, Dej Loaf, Tink, Vince Staples, K-Camp, Rory, Goldlink, OG Mako, Shy Glizzy, and Kid Kid, okay? Now, people, or at least Lil Herb thought that, listen, man, no, not Lil Herb, I mean Lil Durk said, Lil Herb should be on the list over a couple of these motherfuckers. Kid Kid? I mean, Kid Kid is like a motherfucking freshman who's been left back 10 times in 9th grade. This shit don't make no goddamn sense. How the fuck is he a freshman? He was on the Mr. Officer song with Lil Wayne back in like '08. How the fuck is he a freshman? You can't have 10-year freshmen. What the fuck? Now, listen. I'm going to agree to a certain extent. Let's talk about why Lil Herb didn't make the list, right? Now, if we're talking about just pure being a true freshman, not being left back 20 times, true freshman, right? Building your movement organically without some type of company, some type of group, without some type of big cosign, right? Building it from the underground and really getting it to a sizable audience, right? And he has over 100,000 followers now on Twitter, and even getting it to a point where you could have people spamming a XXL, spamming me and asking where the fuck is Lil Herb? Yes, Lil Herb is a true freshman, okay? Now, here's the thing, man, because if you think about like Kid Kid, he's riding with G-Unit, so the G-Unit wave kind of supports him. How much is it really him as opposed to just G-Unit? G-Unit ain't a freshman. Kid Kid's a freshman. Now, let's just talk about the XXL editors, right? Because they said one thing which told me what game they were playing. They said the campaign, okay? Lil Herb had to give a pitch for why he deserves to be on the list. And honestly, man, let me just tell y'all the truth. A lot of people won't like this, but I'm here to tell the truth. I ain't here to make you feel good. Now, the drill movement, at least when it comes to mainstream, it's over. Okay, there's nobody expecting drill music mainstream anymore. That was a wave. It came. Chief Keef, Lil Reese, Lil Durk, they were at the top around 2012, going into 2014. But this year, it's on the decline mainstream. Now, if we're just talking about drill music's still popping for drill music fans. You know what I mean? The lane has not diminished, but the lane is no longer mainstream. So I could imagine the XXL editors and whoever voting on this list, they're probably thinking like, do we need to put him on? Will he ever become mainstream? Yes, he got an audience, but will he ever become mainstream? Now, I think personally, Lil Durk releasing his album now, which reportedly he's set to do about 30,000 records first week. Remember, he said 100,000. I told y'all it wouldn't be. He's set to do about 30,000. There's going to be a review coming, don't worry. However, right? To me, it seems that it's closing the chapter on the door, and the mainstream chapter on the door of drill music. I don't think there's going to be any drill artists putting out any more mainstream albums for the foreseeable future, unless somebody gets it ridiculously hot again. Now, here's the thing, okay? XXL probably thought about it like this, too. It's about the money. It's about the money, okay? Think about it, right? They're looking at all these artists, and it's not only the fan base they have, because Lil Herb definitely got the fans, right? They're looking like, how much money is these artists generating, right? And when I'm talking about generating, how much pulling power do these guys have? For example, are these guys putting out mixtapes that are being sold on iTunes that people have to buy, not free downloads, buy, that we could see them topping the charts or at least present on the charts just from their movement? We're not seeing that too much from the drill movement, okay? They put out mixtapes kind of for free. Yeah, the downloads is cool, but downloads is definitely not buying power, okay? 100,000 people could download your shit for free, but it could be 1,000 only buy your shit, right? That's why people thought Lil Durk was going to go 100,000. Oh, everybody's listening to him. Yeah, everybody's listening to him, but are they going to pay for it? Now, not only are they not putting out stuff to sell and they're independent, people are also saying, are they going on tours? And we're not talking about one-off shows. We know Lil Herb performed in Indiana, Gary, Indiana. That's a one-off show. Is he going on a legit tour that's touring, let's say, even 30 of the 50 states in the United States? No. Most of these guys, they do one-off shows here and there. And be honest, that doesn't really show how dominant or how popular, at least nationwide, that particular artist is, because they're not going around doing shows. Now, could Lil Herb do a show all around the country? I think so. But they got to get out and do it. I see Montana 300 doing a couple shows. I think he got to get out and do those shows all over. You can't just do it around Chicago. You got to get out, go to New York. You got to go to San Francisco. Got to go to Los Angeles. Got to go to Dallas. You got to go to Miami. You got to go to Atlanta. You got to go everywhere to make people know that you're out here. Okay? And to keep it real, the last person that had a sizable tour, Chief Keef ain't been on tour around the U.S. in a long ass time. The person who did it was Lil Durk. And the reason why he did it is because Def Jam is behind him now. So they're looking at that like none of these guys are really going on tour to really pull out people that we could see the actual people, because on the internet's one thing. And people, they look at the internet and download numbers as that happens. That could be just off popularity. But it's a different type of thing to get people to come out, to spend money, and to really show out for you for real, for real. So they probably looked at those type of things and probably said, yo, you know what, man? Hey, we're not going to add him on the list. Like, in addition, they look at merchandising, promotion. I mean, Chicago guys don't really spend that time to get their stuff properly promoted. Merchandising is never so official where you could see it making an impact. Not saying they don't do it, but when a corporation or a company like XXL, they're making a list and they don't see that type of shit, they don't add it into the entire picture. It's not just one thing. If it's only about fans, Lil Herb automatically makes it. Okay? Now, I also have a theory, because I think all these magazines, they have an East Coast bias. Okay? Kid, he's not an East Coast guy, but he's in an East Coast group with Lloyd Banks, Tony Yayo, 50 Cent, and they're always in New York. All these magazines, XXL, they're located in New York. They mentioned on a Breakfast Club interview that, Kid was up at their studios or up at their offices doing this and third. The reason why he could be there is because they're in New York, he's in New York. When you're in Chicago, you probably only come out to New York if you got something to do. So the people on the East Coast, they got that type of advantage over you. That's the reason why Troy Average made it last year, and I didn't think he should make it last year. I don't think Kid should make it this year. So that's just what it is, man. It's unfortunate, but I got to explain it to you, because I know a lot of people are like, yo, what happened? Why this and why that? Okay? We could think whatever, but we got to understand why he didn't make it. So you guys get in the comment box now. As I said, you guys make your own motherfucking list. Make your own motherfucking list. I agree with Lil Durk to some extent, but we got to look at the bigger picture. If you're going to be an independent artist, you got to run your shit like you basically are a mini record label. Get in the comment box. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram, man, right now. @I'm Akademiks on Instagram. Drop a comment. When you do, I'm out.